Hey family, Happy New Year to you and welcome back to Brandy Shallow Ministries 5 Minutes of Faith. Now, over the last couple of weeks, I've really been sharing in the excitement with you about this brand new year and all that it has to offer us. Now, while I continue to share in the excitement with you about this brand new year, today I want to take a second to stretch you just a little bit about this brand new year. And I want to stretch you by saying this. It's not so much about this brand new year as it is an opportunity for us to be a brand new us, for you to be a brand new you. Now, for many of us, last year was a doozy. I mean, we got hit on every side. We took a couple of losses, whether we took an L in our relationships and had some estranged relationships, whether we took a loss financially, gotten ourselves into debt, so much so that we couldn't really lift our head above water. Some of us had taken a loss physically, and we've got attacked with a couple of illnesses. And so, for many of us, with all of those things going on, what we really wanted is to wipe last year clean. Just wipe the slate clean and get beyond it and prepare ourselves for all that this new year has to offer us. However, family, this new year can only bring a newness in us to the extent that we reposition ourselves for it. In other words, we've got to be repositioned for the victory and the amazing things that we want this year to bring us to wipe away what we experienced last year. In other words, this thing about going from year to year to year, the excitement about it, is not so much about the year as it is about you. Here's what I mean. Today you're breathing the same air that you breathed last year. The sun that rose and set today, it's the same sun that rose and set last year. The same situations or life circumstances that you faced last year, you still have an opportunity to face them again this year. If you experienced heartache last year, your heartache doesn't take a back seat just because the calendar changed. If the bill collectors were coming after you last year, well, they're not going to give you a reprieve just because the ball dropped over there at Times Square. The situations and circumstances that we experienced last year can still present themselves to us this year. But the difference, the thing that we really should be excited about, is our ability to respond to them differently. And our ability to respond to those life situations and circumstances differently, that's the thing that's going to determine how great of a year we're going to have this year. For example, if by chance somebody offended you last year and you lost your temper, and you losing your temper caused you to say something that you would regret, and you saying something that you would regret caused you now to have a disturbed or hindered relationship with a family member or a friend, well, that offense doesn't just go away when the new year comes in. In other words, you'll still have an opportunity this year to be offended. But now, you get to reposition yourself differently and how you're going to respond to that offense. And so this time, when you get offended, instead of you losing your temper and saying something that you're going to regret, how about trying maintaining your peace? How about trying praying for the person that offended you? Folks, that's going to be the thing that sets last year apart from this year. That's what's going to determine whether or not this is going to be an amazing, victorious year for us. The same thing applies with your finances. If you were struggling last year financially and you let those struggles cause fear or anxiety in your life, and that turned into hypertension or some other physical illness, well, those financial challenges don't go away because last year is gone and this is the new year. But how you respond to them, that can change. And so this time, if you're faced with some pressure financially, why don't you maintain your peace? Open up the Bible and see what God has to say about your finances. How about surrendering those things over to Him? So it's how we reposition ourselves. It's how we respond to the same life situation or circumstance that determines how excited we should be about this new year, how victorious this new year is going to be for us. And so, family, I want to encourage you to be mindful, to not just get excited because it's a new year, but get excited because you've got a brand new opportunity to be a brand new you. Stay tuned next week. I'm going to give you some helpful tips on how to be a brand new you, how to face life circumstances boldly and courageously so that you can have the victory. As always, I appreciate you all for watching. I'll see you next week. Be blessed.